sometimes things happen on this show in a very strange fashion. For instance, when we had Martavis Bryant on the show and then released the episode, it was a matter of a couple of hours, and unfortunately he was found with like a ban, he was suspended.
Yes, league substance abuse.
Substance abuse, and it was just coincidence that we had just interviewed him. We had some bad luck on the Kareem Hunt situation. Kareem Hunt, obviously, everybody out there has heard. If you haven't heard,
if they haven't heard, they've seen.
Yeah, and so we happened to have the Kareem Hunt jersey on the wall on Friday's episode.
Mm-hmm.
We happened to talk about Kareem Hunt during one of our ad reads for Pristine Auction, talking about the jerseys. Mike, give me your reaction to the news, because obviously the video was released by TMZ. He was placed on the commissioner exempt list, and then he was subsequently released by the Kansas City Chiefs. It happened in what seems like a blink of an eye. And we're this year-round show. We're talking about these players all the time, and boom.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we can at least start at the beginning. So the incident happened in February. There was the altercation, which we all saw, but what was reported at the time was exactly what Kareem Hunt had told his team, was that he was not involved in the situation. He stayed in the hotel. There was a mix-up between his crew and the girl they were with, but he didn't do anything. And then the NFL had their investigation. There was no police report filed, so this was, okay, this is the news we have to go off of. Nothing to make of it.
And we did mention it on the show way back then, and we all said, hey, are we going to hear more about this? And
right. And it seemed like nothing was going to happen. Then the video comes out. It was a very big personal tilt for me seeing this yet again, because I'm so freaking tired of this crap. We dealt with some of it with LaShawn McCoy earlier in when the season was starting. We are so tired of talking about. We're a fantasy football show.
Yeah, this is the last thing we want to talk about.
There's this crappy part of it is that my job is to help people win fantasy leagues. So there's fantasy implications of this, but you don't want to talk about it. You have to. So we got to be better. I don't think we should soapbox for too long. We'll just get into the more implications of the news. But come on, man. We are better than this as a people and a society.
It's super unfortunate, and I don't like focusing on things like, okay, the NFL should have done the investigation better. Well, none of those reflections change what took place, right? Like, yeah, okay, so the NFL does the investigation better, and he's suspended in February instead of now. That didn't change that he made that decision. That didn't change that anything happened. So fundamentally, it's more of a human issue at the beginning. I don't want the NFL to become really good at investigations.
Right.
I want there to be no need for them. That's the ultimate goal. In terms of the implications, I'm going to give you a lay of the land here. Now, Kareem Hunt was placed on the commissioner exempt list. When he was released, he's removed from it. He can be claimed on waivers, and if he's claimed by another team,
by the end of today,
yeah, and if he's claimed by a team, he's instantly put back on the commissioner exempt list, and that is essentially the same as he's paid. It's a paid leave as the NFL conducts its investigation. Now, these are not quick investigations. When you look at Zeke's whole process was 13 months. When you looked at some previous investigations, I think the Jameis Winston one, 7-8 months long. And so
Adrian Peterson was on the list the entire year when he missed a few years back.
And so for the future of Kareem Hunt, and now I am certainly encouraged by how contrite and taking responsibility he was in the video. Saying that the Chiefs were completely justified in everything that they did, that he lied to them. At this point, you hope that he gets the help he needs. You obviously have thoughts and prayers with the victim, and we don't know all the details. So
right.
You hope Kareem Hunt the man, and you think Kareem Hunt the man is going to get another opportunity in the NFL. But when they complete this investigation and he signs with another team, he's going to have to serve a suspension of some fashion, and it will not necessarily be 6 games because it does not necessarily align perfectly with the domestic abuse.
There's also
category.
Reports that the NFL is investigating a second incident. I don't know if you guys were aware of this. So it's like my take on it. I think that Spencer Ware will be given another opportunity because this is how the NFL works.
Kareem Hunt, not Spencer Ware.
Oh, geez, sorry. Kareem Hunt will get another opportunity because that's how the NFL works. He's young, he will be cheap, and he's an excellent football player, and teams find ways to look the other way. Hopefully this is an excellent redemption story by the end. I don't know, but I think he'll get another chance. And when he does come back, his suspension is going to be 8 to 10 games. It might even be an entire year. If there is an actual second incident, then you're probably looking at an entire season for Kareem Hunt.
So for fantasy owners moving on, Spencer Ware took over the lead job. Damian Williams got work, and then there's reports that the Chiefs are expected to sign running back C.J. Anderson. They're also meeting with Charkandrick West. They'll probably sign one of those two guys at a minimum for a depth play.
C.J. Anderson that's a strange signing to me.
Yeah, they need Chard West more than they need C.J.
because you already have Spencer Ware. I mean, Spencer Ware and C.J. Anderson are really interchangeable guys. I mean, Damian Williams is the change of pace. Yeah, like you're fine. I think moving forward with Ware and Damian Williams, it just is a repeatable asset for your team to sign C.J. Anderson. So it would be strange to me.
Expectations for Spencer Ware, though, moving forward. He is not Kareem Hunt on the football field.
But volume on a high-scoring offense with a ton of opportunity. But we all saw that Damian Williams was the more electrifying guy, but it was still all Spencer Ware. Andy Reid has mentioned that this may be headed straight into a three-way running back committee with Ware, Williams, and Darren Williams. You may have never heard of this player.
Is it Darren or Daryl?
Daryl. Thank you, Daryl.
Yeah.
I had not heard of Daryl.
I didn't know who Daryl was until I had to dive into all of this over the weekend, which, by the way, we got to talk about fantasy. If you're in Dynasty and no one has picked up Daryl Williams, you really should because he's actually under contract next year, unlike Damian Williams or Spencer Ware. We don't know what's going to happen. So I think that Spencer Ware, I would consider him a running back 2, mid-range running back 2 with the knowledge that this could be a 3-person running back committee, which it would be really unfortunate for fantasy.
Oh, hey, I was just doing some trades. Got some good players here. Why don't you click subscribe and I'll share my secrets.